Welcome back to another video. There are certain people who think that they deserve things just because they're them. They feel that they're entitled to certain privileges or certain things in life, and they get upset when they don't get them. You know these types of people. They're self-entitled. They have a sense of entitlement. Now, there's a lot of verses in the Bible that talk about this subject. Today we'll look at 5 of them. Let's begin with James 4:6. God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. Pride is a very dangerous thing. It was pride that caused Lucifer, who was once an angel of light, to fall from heaven into hell. And it's no surprise that many people share the same prideful spirit. When someone is self-entitled, they have a spirit of pride within them. They believe that they're better than others, and they believe that they deserve special treatment. But the Bible warns us about this and tells us that God opposes people like that. He doesn't support them. So if you have this spirit of entitlement, know that God opposes you. This passage also says that God gives grace to the humble. If you are humble, God will give you what you need. So instead of being proud and thinking you're entitled to certain things, bow your head and acknowledge that you are a sinner and that you need God's mercy and forgiveness. Verse 2, Thessalonians 3:10, if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. There are some people who want the benefits of something without doing the work. They want the rewards without the effort. But the Bible says that if you're not willing to work, you shouldn't expect to eat. Entitled people often refuse to do menial jobs because they feel that they're beneath them. They only want to do the glamorous parts of a job or the fun parts, but they don't want to do the hard, tedious work. Now, when it comes to salvation, you can't earn God's favor by good works. That's impossible. You can't buy God's love or earn His salvation by performing certain rituals or doing good things. Those who are self-entitled tend to think that they can. They think they can earn God's favor through their good deeds, but the Bible says that it doesn't work that way. If you're saved, you can't lose your salvation. And even if you do lose your salvation, you can be saved again. So if you have this sense of entitlement where you think that you can earn God's favor or salvation through your works, stop right now. Know that it's impossible. Instead, put your trust in Jesus Christ alone for your salvation. Luke 4:18, for this is how the king of a feast invites guests, the greatest to least. Then all will be amazed. One day, Jesus was invited to a great banquet. When he went to the party, he told this parable. He said that the host had 2 tables set up for the party. The one was for important people and the other was for regular people, and the host began inviting people to the party. But when the important people arrived, he told his servants to move them from the important table over to the regular table. Why? Because those who were invited to the important table were too proud to sit at the regular table. In other words, those who thought they were too important ended up being embarrassed in front of everyone. So if you're a Christian, don't be like those people. Don't be too proud to associate with other Christians. Even if you are a pastor or a teacher of the Bible, remember that you are still a servant of Christ and you should sit at the feet of other believers and learn from them. Matthew 16:24, then Jesus told his disciples, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. When Jesus spoke this, many of his disciples were offended. They didn't understand what he meant. They thought being a disciple meant getting special treatment from Jesus and being part of a prestigious club, but that wasn't the case at all. To be a disciple of Jesus means that you have to give up your life for him. You have to take up your cross and follow him. There are times when being a Christian is not easy. There are times when you have to endure suffering for the sake of the gospel. And sometimes it may mean that you have to suffer ridicule and persecution. But true disciples of Jesus aren't afraid of this. Instead, they're willing to go through whatever they have to so that they can please God. Romans 12:3, I therefore want you to know that no one who is a man of low self-esteem is pleasing to God. Indeed, the very opposite. If anyone among you thinks he is great, let him think this way, for it was the Lord who raised you up. Paul told the Romans not to think too highly of themselves. Many people have a low view of themselves, and that's a good thing. They know that they're sinners in desperate need of God's mercy. But there are also people who have the opposite problem. They think too highly of themselves. They think they're better than others, and they think they're above other people. But Paul warns us not to think this way. We should have a sober judgment of ourselves. We should see ourselves according to the measure of faith that God has given us. God hasn't given any of us permission to think that we are better than others. So the next time you are tempted to think that you are entitled to certain things or that you are better than other people, remember this passage and humble yourself before God. Thank you for watching. Please like and share. Also check out the links below. God bless you.